Early October '99, Bastrop County. Lost Pines 1 power project. Earth is being moved. Fast forward 4 months. Mid-February. Quite a transformation. Hi everyone, welcome to the March 2000 edition of Wavelength. This is a very busy construction site. General contractor H.P. Zachary is in the process of laying all of the underground piping and preparing the foundations where the huge turbine and generator components will be placed.
That'll be coming in by rail and offloaded in downtown Bastrop and onto very large trucks that will bring the equipment up to the plant. This will be going on for several weeks, several months actually. There'll be the loads of equipment making the transit between the rail siding there in Bastrop and the plant. And we'll have times when the traffic on Highway 21 is going to be slowed up quite a bit because of our transports.
When Lost Pines 1 is complete, it will be a 540 megawatt gas-fired electric generating plant. LCRA's affiliate Gentex Power Corporation and California-based Calpine Corporation have joined forces to build this state-of-the-art facility. It's called a combined cycle unit. There are 2 natural gas-powered turbines similar to jet engines which generate 170 megawatts of electricity each. The 1,000-degree exhaust from these turbines is funneled to a boiler system to produce steam. This steam then powers a turbine generator capable of producing another 200 megawatts for a total of 540 megawatts of electricity. This heat recycling makes the process much more efficient than conventional gas-fired plants, significantly reducing the emissions of nitrogen oxides into the air. For Calpine, this is one of several similar projects they have underway around the country.
We have a plant that's basically identical to this in Pasadena that's in the startup phase right now. We have 2 other plants that are virtually identical to this plant under construction in California and Arizona also. We're trying to get to the point where the standard has been there, done that, not reinvent the wheel each time. We've got the same engineering firm, same contractor, basically the same equipment at Pasadena as we do here, which that plant will be under operation for almost a full year before we go commercial. So we should be able to work out most of the bugs at that plant, bring all the lessons learned to this plant.
This area will be the switch yard where large circuit breakers connect the plant to an existing 345 kV transmission line, which is owned by the City of Austin. Currently, the project is on schedule and on budget. Lost Pines 1 is slated for commercial startup in June 2001.
When Mark Rose resigned as general manager of the LCRA, a remarkable thing didn't happen. The LCRA board of directors didn't spend thousands of dollars and months searching for the right person to take the job. Instead, they looked within the company and immediately asked Joe Beal to take command. As manager of LCRA's water operations for the past 3 years, Beal was well known and respected for his business savvy. He helped secure the purchase of the Garwood Water District, strike a long-term water deal with the City of Austin, and was instrumental in taking LCRA's wastewater business from the drawing board to reality.
1, 2, 3, go.
Before joining the LCRA, Joe Beal helped catapult the engineering firm of SB Houston into one of the most respected firms of its kind in the country. His management style is simple. Always be candid and honor your commitments.
I am tough when I need to be tough. I'm not tough when I don't need to be tough. I am approachable. It's easy for people to talk to me.
Much of what Joe Beal values in life was formed while he served as a company commander in Vietnam. One day, while pinned down in a rice paddy, he had time to ponder the possibility that he might not make it out alive. So he made a promise to himself that he has not broken to this day. The promise was simple, that if he made it out alive, he would make every day count, and he would never do anything that he didn't have passion for.
If you don't really like what you're doing, if you don't enjoy getting up in the morning and and looking forward to spending your next 8 to 10 hours doing your job and having a good time doing it, then you're probably doing the wrong thing.
Joe has been on an aggressive schedule to meet with as many customers as possible, particularly with the wholesale electric customers.
Everybody ready to start?
He hopes to make them feel as comfortable with his style as water customers such as Haskell Simon have.
He shows impeccable integrity. He's a good listener. He has come down in his position as head of the Water Co. And I think inspired confidence in his abilities.
Congratulations.
Many employees who already know Joe Beal know that he values the culture that LCRA has. Beal says that's one thing he does not want to change.
I do not want to change the culture at LCRA. We have a great culture that has served us well. I want us to continue on from that point in the future. We have a great group of people that know how to do their jobs, and they're doing their jobs well, and I don't intend to change that. I want to reinforce the culture that we have developed over the last 10 years.
Joe Beal doesn't put a lot of trust in fate. He believes that you create your own destiny by preparing yourself to recognize an opportunity when it walks in front of you. So when and if you meet him, be prepared for a pleasant surprise.
By all of our citizens.
To many people, the word leadership brings forth memories of great presidents such as John F. Kennedy
This nation will remain
or Franklin Roosevelt. Some say leaders are born. Others say leadership can be learned. One great Texas leader, John Ben Shepherd, dedicated his life to public service and volunteerism. And today, the John Ben Shepherd Leadership Institute is dedicated to training the leaders of tomorrow, today.
You know what you're going to do today? One of the things you're going to do, you're going to write down goals.
The Lower Colorado River Authority has teamed up with the Shepherd Institute and the University of Texas Permian Basin to bring student leadership training to all 100 districts in the LCRA service area.
She's one of them.
State Representative Susanna Hupp was the keynote speaker for this leadership forum, made up of sophomores and juniors from McCullough and San Saba counties.
Even those of us, even those of you that are leaders, we also spend a huge amount of our time following. But the ability to step out when it's important to step out, when that leaf falls in your path, you've got to be willing to step out and change the focus, change the direction. You've got to be willing to take a hit.
And you had just earned $30,000. And you were going to...
Students were broken out into smaller groups, each with 2 adult facilitators. They have 3 interactive sessions dealing with leadership, goal setting, and communication.
I think the major thing that the kids take away is an understanding that they can be a leader and they can be involved in their community at an early age. They don't have to wait until they've gone to college or that they've graduated from high school or gotten a job, that they can do something in their community immediately.
Every small town needs leaders, and some of the kids that maybe wouldn't be recognized as leaders may come out of their shell. I expect a lot of wonderful things to come from this program, and I'm very excited that we have the opportunity in our county to have it.
I want each one of you to write 3 statements about yourself.
Students also write down 6- and 12-month goals that will later be mailed back to them so they can see how they have done.
I think that the students who leave here will take very positive characteristics back to their school and hopefully just change it.
Help me be a little bit better of leading classmates and teammates and stuff, and being more positive towards it and start to step up more.
Y'all did great. Did everybody have a good time interacting?
In the afternoon session, students from each school actually identify a problem in their community and develop a plan to do something about it.
They'll take on the responsibility. Each of them will accept a responsible position, either to get the communications out, to get the recruiting membership out, manpower, those kinds of things. And then they will actually go out and do that in the community. We want them before school's out, 3 months for these kids here today, to actually do something. We want them acting as leaders in their community as quickly as possible.
This is the 5th Student Leadership Forum held so far, and feedback from students, teachers, and community leaders has been very positive.
We've got the kids in an age here where I think they are easily impressed by other people, and today we are showing them ways to be motivated and ways to encourage themselves and to strive for their goals and do what they want to do.
In my community as well, just going out and helping out different people. Maybe it'll make a difference in other people and they'll start helping out. Maybe it'll make our community better in general.
At their February meeting, the LCRA Board of Directors voted unanimously to extend noise and safety rules approved last month for Lake Travis to include Lakes Buchanan, Inks, LBJ, and Marble Falls. The new rules take effect on May 20th and include the following: a watercraft noise guideline of 92 decibels, a no-wake zone within 50 feet of the shoreline, structures, or swimmers, additional lake patrols and safety education, and construction and safety standards for private boat docks. The rules do not apply to Lake Austin, which is inside Austin city limits and is regulated by the city.
Since the Lower Colorado River Authority was created by the Texas legislature back in 1934, there have been 115 individuals who have served on the LCRA Board of Directors. In fact, this year marks the 65th anniversary of the very first board meeting. So this month we'd like to continue our tradition of introducing the newest board members to our employees, customers, and the public. Dave Kidhill was appointed to the board by Governor George W. Bush in 1999. At the March board meeting, he was named vice chair of the Water Operations Committee.
See this over here? See?
Dave and his wife Lorna live on this 40-acre ranch just outside Marble Falls. After 28 years with the Eastman Kodak Company, Dave retired and is now raising and selling trees for landscaping.
Yeah, this is my tree farm here. These are Chinese pistache trees on this side. They're a fast-growing shade tree. They love the soil in this part of the country. This row has my Afghan pines, and people buy these as live Christmas trees. That is, they buy them as a live tree, and then after Christmas they plant them in their landscape. Woo! Come on, girls, come on.
Dave and Lorna love animals. Not only do they have the mandatory cat and dog, their pets now include a herd of sheep and 3 miniature donkeys.
Come here, baby. We got these animals, the miniature donkeys, because we have the sheep over there that you see, and we lost some sheep to some coyotes, and someone said, well, you ought to get a donkey to protect yourself, to protect those sheep, and they do it. We haven't lost a sheep since we've had the donkeys.
Their property is on the upper end of Lake Travis, just below Starkey Dam. And Dave says they had not lived here very long before the Colorado River showed them its wild side.
Back in 1997, when the flood came at that time, down here at the end where the grass ends and the gravel starts, my wife and I came down one afternoon and we watched the water in the river rise to that point. And just about dark, so we left. And the next morning when we came out, the water was all the way up the hill. The water had risen 30 feet overnight. And it was just amazing to watch how much water could come down and how fast this river valley can fill up.
Lorna also enjoys growing plants in her new greenhouse. She says that her husband's appointment to the LCRA board has caused a transformation in him.
It's been one of the most remarkable things for Dave. He has been invigorated and stimulated by the information that he has received, and he is learning all the time.
After a long career with one company, with Kodak, and then leaving it, something has gone from your life. And it's the intellectual challenge, the stimulation from learning new things. And I was enjoying my life here as a tree farmer and being involved in county politics, but still something was missing. And that has been fulfilled with this appointment to the board of the LCRA.
Kidhill says he is interested in all of the many different areas that the LCRA is involved in, from power production to rice irrigation. but his main interest right now is in water resources.
Well, I think the expansion of water and wastewater to the communities up and down the valley are very important. We bring something to the table that no single city can accomplish themselves. We can bring some efficiencies to them. We can increase the quality of their wastewater systems, which will ultimately impact the quality of the river. And I think that's one of the most important strategic things that we're doing.
The Kid Hills are very active in local politics. He is the chair of the Burnett County Republican Party, and they recently traveled to New Hampshire for some real grassroots politicking.
We were knocking on doors and holding street signs out at the street corners and talking with people in coffee shops. And the people in New Hampshire were surprisingly friendly. When we told them that we were from Texas and we were here to help our governor, they thought it was really nifty that we would come all that way at our own expense to help the governor in his campaign. And we were received just so well by those folks.
Kid Hill says he is truly looking forward to the future as a member of the LCRA Board of Directors. His term will expire in 2005.
If this scene looks a little fishy, then you've pretty much got the premise of the story. The LCRA and the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department recently dropped dozens of Christmas trees into Lake LBJ in an effort to improve the fish habitat.
We're recycling a couple of hundred Christmas trees and anchoring them and sinking them out in the lake to provide structure in an attempt to attract fish and hopefully improve angler success.
This is the first year the tree dropping has been conducted. If successful, it will be expanded to other areas of the Highland Lakes. So if you're at a loss as to what to do with your Christmas tree next season and want to contribute to the local economy and the sport of fishing, donate your tree to the LCRA Water Resource Department. They'll put it to good use.
In the March issue of the LCRA News, read how employees at FPP handled an unplanned outage of Unit 2 just before the holidays. Also, read about how predicted dry weather this spring and summer could affect the Colorado River Basin. There's also a feature article about the first LCRA board meeting held in 1935. We leave you this month with video of the fireworks display high above the Fayette Power Project in LaGrange. This tape was shot by Zach Moore, son of LCRA photographer Billy Moore. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next month.